Welcome back to the channel, folks. This is Jason, certified financial planner and host of Fighting Words Financial. Today, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update regarding QuantumScape. I did a video a few weeks ago about QuantumScape where, I talked a little bit about the sort of fear of missing out that was causing the stock price to run up a bit. And I talked about how great the technology was, but the fact that the results were only in a lab and I was still examining those results and I didn't really understand parts of the chemistry, so I wasn't going to comment on that. But I did tell you guys that there were going to be other opportunities to invest in this stock. QuantumScape is a company that is at pre-revenue stage, meaning they're not selling anything. It's basically a well-funded science project. So I had time to go through the results, and I understood what I understood. I still misunderstood a few concepts, but luckily yesterday an article came out that was written by someone whose expertise in this field is really unimpeachable. And, you have to disregard the fact for a minute that this article comes from Seeking Alpha. I know some people have a problem with Seeking Alpha. The person who wrote this article, I think that their credibility is absolutely impeachable. And let's take a look at that right now. So Dr. Brian Moran is currently the CEO of Soteria Battery Innovation Group. They're a company that kind of ties together the ideas and technologies of a bunch of different companies looking to make, lithium-ion batteries safer, more marketable, and to basically spur innovation in batteries. So he basically says the same thing that a lot of investors did, that QuantumScape science is very good. But if you look here, their batteries are small and unproven, not yet as big as an iWatch battery, and they've never been tested outside of the lab. So this is something that we knew before, and I think that maybe the people who brought this to public attention at QuantumScape maybe sort of oversold the capabilities. Given that their IPO was just very, very recent, and now we've seen this 100% run up in their stock, I think it's a bit premature. I think we probably would have seen a pullback anyway, but the lawsuit filed yesterday really caused the price to decline by, I think, $34 a share or something like that. And it's just absolutely crushed it. Now it's back down below 50 and well below its IPO price. So, but let's talk about the electrolyte that they're building. They're making a freestanding, thin, solid electrolyte that's going to sit between the anode and the cathode. And we don't know much about it. There wasn't a lot published about the chemistry in the papers that I read, but the performance levels that were described in the paper that I read did seem to be relevant, meaning it was going to affect, the state-of-the-art batteries in the future. The pouch cells, that's a functioning single layer pouch cell at 70 by 85 millimeters with 3.2 milliamps per cubic centimeter for a total capacity of about 190 milliamps and 0.7 watt hours. For comparison, an iWatch battery is about 205 milliamps, and an iPhone 12 Pro battery is about 3,768 milliamps, and it would take 20 of these cells to power your phone and 100,000 of these cells to power a Tesla, right? So we're looking at the scale of the issue here. Before they get this to market, right, you have to figure out a way to get 100,000 of these cells inside of an electric vehicle of some sort. So the lithium metal anode is something that they touted a big deal, but they're using a thin lithium metal anode, which will help them achieve these sort of high density levels of 450 watts per kilogram density someday. They haven't done this yet. So the fast charging, there's 80% capacity in 15 minutes. That's a considerable challenge since dendrites are known to form in solid-state electrolytes at fast charging rates. And the author is going to talk more about this. And that's literally like a crystal intrusion into that solid-state electrolyte. So overstated areas of success. Now, this is the part of the article that I found to be most disappointing, because there are a few things, and at least the paper that I read on this, the white paper that I read, where it wasn't actually clear on how these batteries are tested. And this brings a lot more to light. So they've done 1,200 cycles of a 90-second OEM specified track simulation, which pulled pulses of about 6C. In this track, 9 laps is a full depth of discharge. When the battery was heated to 45 degrees Celsius, which is 113 degrees Fahrenheit, and charged at 80% in 15 minutes, the cell lost about 10% of its capacity. And this is in a 130 cycle test. So it lost 10% of its capacity after 130 cycles, meaning that according to Dr. Brian Moran, who's like I said, his expertise in this field of battery chemistry is pretty much unimpeachable. The battery's only going to last for 260 cycles, or about 75,000 miles of driving, which means that this is not suitable for vehicles at this point. At least this technology is a long way away from being put into a vehicle. It's not going to be by 2024, where VW is supposed to, and all these other vehicles are looking at rolling out their new battery technology. So if you look at low temperature operation, they show slow discharge curves from 0 to negative 30 degrees Celsius, achieving 90 to 130 watt hours per kilogram. And since a battery is supposed to have greater than 400 watt hours per kilogram, the range is anywhere from 25 to 30% of battery capacity available in winter, or about 75 to 100 miles at full capacity. This is not good, guys. I also know the temperature capability of solid-state batteries is very temperature sensitive. Thus, the power and cycle rates at 30 and 45 degrees above would have to be significantly worse if run a few degrees lower. So, low temperature battery life, they show that at low temperatures, battery life is not going to be that great, and you're going to see faster degradation. They talk a lot about being able to achieve these energy densities at greater than 400 watt hours per kilogram, which would be great. That's kind of the level that Elon Musk says would be needed to at least start exploring battery-powered airplanes. But they've clearly not achieved this. And there are already other companies out there that have claimed to make 450 watt hours per kilogram. And Tesla claimed on their battery day that they could already achieve 350 watt hours per kilogram. So what Dr. Moran is saying is that the energy density that they hope to achieve by 2028 is not going to beat today's state of the art, and it won't even be state of the art when it's achieved. So there are other challenges associated with this technology. I'm going to leave this link to this article in the description. And anyway, folks, I think there's significant reason to think twice about investing in QuantumScape, even at this $50 level right now. Okay, folks, thanks for watching the video. I did want to mention that I have set up a Patreon, finally. I'll leave links to that in the description. And also, I have the obligatory WEBULL plug. I'm not going to spend 5 minutes of every video talking about it. I just wanted to give you guys this information on QuantumScape, and I think this article is really, really good. And there's actually a lot more to it. It's a really long article, but I think you guys will really enjoy it. And like I said, this gives the best information available and what I think is probably the most valid criticism of QuantumScape's technology that's out there and available today. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments. Tell me how wrong I am, and I'll see you next time.